Hi everyone, I am Sam. Today we are going to talk about arbitration. Imagine two business partners, Sarah and James, embroiled in a dispute over a contract clause that could make or break their new venture. Instead of stepping into a crowded courtroom, they agree to settle their differences through arbitration, a process that's become a trusted alternative to traditional litigation. In simple terms, arbitration is a method of resolving disputes outside the court system, where a neutral arbitrator, much like a private judge, listens to both sides and makes a decision. This process is not only faster and often less expensive than going to court, but it also offers the privacy and flexibility that many find appealing. Arbitration has a rich history, one that winds through centuries of human interaction and legal evolution. In ancient times, disputes were often settled by local elders or respected community members, similar to a neighborhood mediator stepping in when two neighbors disagreed over a fence line. As trade expanded and societies became more complex, the need for a formal yet flexible method of dispute resolution emerged. Visionaries in the legal field began to craft theories and practices that would eventually evolve into modern arbitration. Concepts like party autonomy, the idea that individuals can agree on how to settle their own disputes, and neutrality became cornerstones of this process. At its core, arbitration is built on several key concepts and theories. One of the most fundamental is party autonomy. This principle means that the disputing parties have the freedom to decide from the outset that they want a private decision-maker to resolve their conflict. It's like two friends agreeing to resolve their disagreement by consulting a trusted mutual acquaintance rather than involving a broader community. This freedom extends to choosing not only the arbitrator, but also tailoring the rules and procedures to suit their specific needs. Closely related is the idea of neutrality. An arbitrator is expected to be impartial, ensuring that neither side receives an unfair advantage. Imagine a referee in a friendly soccer match whose sole job is to ensure the game is played fairly. Another important theory is that of finality. In many cases, the arbitrator's decision is binding, meaning that once it is made, it is final and must be followed by both parties. This finality is designed to bring a swift closure to disputes, in contrast to the often lengthy appeals process in traditional litigation. There's also the concept of separability. In arbitration, the clause that commits the parties to arbitration is treated as separate from the main contract. This means that even if the contract is later found to be flawed or invalid, the agreement to arbitrate often survives, ensuring that the dispute can still be resolved through the agreed process. Another notable concept is the competence-competence principle, which empowers arbitrators to decide on their own jurisdiction. This might sound technical, but essentially it means that if one party argues that the arbitrator shouldn't be handling the case, the arbitrator has the authority to rule on that challenge first. These theories are not just academic ideas, they shape how arbitration is practiced every day. For instance, when Sarah and James decided to arbitrate, they were exercising party autonomy by choosing this method over the public, drawn-out process of litigation. They trusted that a neutral arbitrator would consider their evidence and arguments fairly, and that the decision, once made, would be final, providing them with a clear end to their dispute. The process of arbitration unfolds much like a well-rehearsed play. It begins with an agreement to arbitrate, often embedded in the contract between the parties. Think of it as planning for a rainy day. When things go wrong, you already have a trusted umbrella ready to open. Once a dispute arises, the next step is selecting an arbitrator or a panel of arbitrators. These individuals are chosen for their expertise and impartiality, much like selecting the best referee for a crucial match. After the selection comes the hearing phase, which is akin to a structured conversation where both sides exchange evidence and present their arguments. Unlike the rigid procedures of a courtroom, arbitration hearings are typically more flexible, allowing the process to adapt to the needs of the situation. The arbitrator listens carefully, weighs the evidence, and then delivers a decision. Depending on what the parties have agreed upon, this decision might be binding, mandating that both sides abide by it, or non-binding, serving as a strong recommendation. Modern arbitration is supported by several renowned institutions, such as the International Chamber of Commerce, ICC, the American Arbitration Association, AHA, and the London Court of International Arbitration, LCIA. These organizations provide frameworks and rules that ensure the process remains fair and consistent, no matter where a dispute arises. They're like comprehensive playbooks that help everyone involved understand how the game is to be played. One of the major attractions of arbitration is its set of practical advantages. For starters, arbitration is often much quicker than traditional litigation. Imagine waiting months for a court date. Arbitration can resolve disputes in a fraction of that time, which is especially beneficial for businesses that cannot afford prolonged uncertainty. Moreover, the process is generally less expensive. Without the need for extended court trials and layers of legal procedure, parties can save significant time and money. Confidentiality is another prized feature. In many cases, the details of the dispute and the final decision remain private, shielding sensitive information from public view. This is particularly appealing in the business world, where protecting trade secrets and reputations is critical. Additionally, the freedom to choose an arbitrator with specific expertise provides assurance that the decision-maker understands the intricacies of the dispute, a benefit that can sometimes be hard to find in the rigid structures of court litigation. Yet arbitration is not without its challenges and controversies. Critics argue that while arbitration is designed to be cost-effective, it can sometimes be just as expensive as traditional litigation, especially if specialized procedures or multiple arbitrators are involved. There is also the issue of limited appeal options. Once an arbitrator renders a decision, it is usually final, leaving little room for recourse if one party feels the decision was flawed. This finality, though advantageous for efficiency, can sometimes be a double-edged sword. Concerns about bias have also been raised, particularly in scenarios where arbitrators may have prior relationships with one of the parties, or where arbitration institutions might have vested interests. Imagine a referee who might subconsciously favor a team because of past encounters. Similar doubts can arise in arbitration if neutrality is compromised. Furthermore, enforcing arbitration awards across different jurisdictions can be challenging, especially when local laws vary widely in their support for international arbitration decisions. Despite these challenges, arbitration continues to thrive in various real-life applications. In the business world, it is frequently employed to resolve disputes over commercial contracts, providing a faster and more confidential route than traditional litigation. Employment disputes also often find resolution through arbitration, offering a less adversarial process than conventional lawsuits. One of the most high-profile arenas for arbitration is in sports, where the Court of Arbitration for Sports plays a crucial role in resolving disputes ranging from Olympic eligibility issues to conflicts over professional contracts. Another fascinating application is found in investor-state dispute settlement, ISDS, where arbitration acts as a neutral ground for resolving disputes between foreign investors and host states. In these cases, arbitration helps balance power between multinational corporations and sovereign nations, offering a structured framework to handle conflicts that arise from large-scale investments and international trade. Throughout its evolution, the field of arbitration has been shaped by both legal theory and human experience. Legal scholars and practitioners have continuously refined the process by debating and improving upon key concepts like party autonomy, neutrality, separability, and finality. These ideas, while sometimes abstract, have real-world implications that impact how disputes are managed and resolved. The dialogue among these experts is reminiscent of a community gathering where everyone contributes ideas to build a system that is fair, efficient, and adaptable. Yet the story of arbitration is far from complete. Ongoing debates continue to challenge its methods and assumptions. How can the system ensure true neutrality? Is there a way to enhance the appeal process without sacrificing the efficiency that arbitration is known for? And with the advent of digital technology, how might online dispute resolution transform traditional arbitration practices? These are questions that keep experts engaged and constantly searching for improvements. Looking to the future, emerging technologies are poised to reshape arbitration even further. Online dispute resolution platforms are beginning to make arbitration more accessible, reducing costs and speeding up the process even more. These innovations hold the promise of addressing some of the current criticisms while opening up new possibilities for resolving disputes in our increasingly digital world. In essence, arbitration is much more than just a backup plan for when business partners like Sarah and James fall out over a contract. It embodies a collection of key concepts and theories: party autonomy, neutrality, finality, separability, and competence that together form the backbone of an evolving system. This system strives to provide an alternative to traditional court litigation by being flexible, efficient, and tailored to the unique needs of those involved. Arbitration is a testament to human ingenuity, a system born out of necessity and refined through collaboration, debate, and continuous improvement. It offers a way to resolve conflicts that respects both the desire for swift justice and the need for fairness. While it has its imperfections and faces ongoing challenges, arbitration remains a dynamic and vital tool in the modern legal landscape. So, the next time you hear about arbitration, whether in the boardrooms of multinational corporations, on the fields of competitive sports, or within the frameworks of international trade, remember that it is not just a legal mechanism. It is a rich tapestry of legal theory and human experience, continuously evolving to meet the demands of our complex world. In its journey from ancient community mediation to cutting-edge online dispute resolution, arbitration exemplifies our unyielding quest to find better ways to resolve conflicts and uphold fairness in every facet of life. That's it for today, and I'll see you in the next episode.